Welcome to the second of 3 support and training videos rating with the CompCalc Plus 2019. My name is Richard Montalvo. I'll be walking you through today how to rate with the CompCalc Plus 2019. This video should be no longer than 8 or 10 minutes, and it should get you up and running. We have 3 videos. Hopefully you've already reviewed the basic features and functioning video, and of course the third video, in addition to rating with the CompCalc, is advanced tips and techniques. Let's go ahead and get started, but before we do, let me state the obvious, just a little liability waiver here. The CompCalc Plus is an estimator, not a calculator. All information and data provided to the user of the CompCalc should be reviewed and verified by a competent workers' compensation attorney and/or the Disability Evaluation Unit, the DEU. It's not the intent of the law offices of Richard Montalvo, nor Richard Montalvo individually, to create an attorney-client relationship, nor provide legal advice or analysis to any user of the CompCalc. Let's go ahead and get started here. You can see I'm using, once again, the iPhone 10 for this demonstration. One of the things that I want to highlight for you is that in 2019 we have a couple of new items coming out. We've now completed all devices, all platforms, including at the App Store for your iPhone, iPad, and also an OS version for your Mac computers, at the Microsoft Store for your Windows 10 users, and then also, of course, at the Google Play Store, Google Play for your Droid devices. But new in 2019, we're going to be releasing an AWS, an Amazon Web Service version that will be an internet-based version that will be available at various websites that license that rating program. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and start by tapping on the icon for CompCalc 2019. Of course, this is a beta version. That's why you see that little yellowish dot there. You won't have that dot. Goes into the opening screen and then into the program. The first thing we're going to do is erase the prior rating, the rating that we were working on when we last came in. Okay, and I did that merely by hitting the broom or the sweep to clear it. Okay, what I'd like to do first of all is just familiarize you with the screen itself. You'll see, starting at the top, the CompCalc logo 2019 Plus. To the left of that, because we have no rating strings and we don't have anything to delete, but you'll see a scratch pad, and when you tap on that, it'll allow you to delete various individual rating strings, and there's 2 ways to do that, and I'll show you that as well. To the right of the screen, you'll see a plus. That's to add rating strings, where you have multiple rating strings that are required. Then you have the whisk broom that allows you to clear out all inputs, and then you have the box on the right side of that screen coming down below the plus. That box with the up arrow is your export feature. Then you have all your inputs coming down the left-hand side, and to the right of each it says tap to select. You've got date of birth, then tap to select. Date of injury, tap to select. Whole person impairment, part of body, occupation, apportionment to industrial, and when you tap on that, you actually have a picker or a roller that allows you to put in the percentage, given the rating string that you're working on, of apportionment to industrial causation. Input average weekly wage and PD rate. Now it assumes max given the date of injury, but when you tap on input average weekly wage, and I'll demonstrate that in a few minutes, what that allows you to do is calculate a different PD rate, never above the max or below the min given the date of injury. So never above the max or below the min given the date of injury. Then you've got your rating strings. This is a word description of each of the various inputs: the body code, whole person impairment, DFEC, occupational variant, and age, and that's going to be replaced in a few minutes with the rating string as we input the different information. Then you've got the combined value in terms of percentages, on or off. I'll demonstrate how to turn that on or off, and it'll automatically calculate, given the date of injury and the percentage, the amount of PD, also reflecting average weekly wage based on the PD rate. Again, never above the max or below the min given the date of injury. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is input the date of birth. Now these all work the same for the iOS and the Droid versions. You tap on where it says tap to select date of birth. I just tapped on that, and I'm going to go ahead and use 1965 January 25th. How's that? So I'm rolling to the 25th. There I have it. Now there's two ways to input this on the iOS, the iPhone version. There's only one way on the Droid. On the iOS, you can either tap on the area that's reverse highlighted, that's emphasized, the January 25th, 1965 area, or in the upper left-hand side, you see OK. You can go ahead and tap on that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit double tap on that. You can see I've just inputted in the field January 25th, 1965 as the date of birth. Now, the date of injury, let's say it's a date of injury of 2012, and let's say it is the 20th of August 2012. Again, I can either double tap or hit OK, and I've just inputted the date of birth. Now we're going to start out with this first rating string doing something that everybody does all the time, and so I've selected whole person impairment based on a DRE3. So that's going to be, we're going to use our standard 13%, and I'm rolling down to 13%, and I'm going to either hit OK or double tap, and now I've just inputted 13%. Now I want you to look at the rating string really quickly. We're starting to build this. You can see the age says given the date of injury 47, and the whole person impairment is 13%. Now this is where I get more calls on and more emails than any other, so I'm going to go through this a couple of times. I did it in the basic features and functions because I want to emphasize this, and hopefully everybody will see how it works. Part of body and occupation. Part of body is made up of, in the schedule, the general region part of body, and then within each one of those general region parts of body, you've got subparts of body. Okay, you've got the detailed part of body within that region. To get to that, there's not enough room on an iPhone to do this. On your iPad or your Droid device, it'll all be laid out. But I'm going to tap on part of body, and I want you to see we're going to go, you're going to lose occupation down below that, and it's going to go in and flip and say part of body. It's going to say general part of body and detailed part of body. See that? Now to go back out, in the area of the screen that says general part of body, detailed part of body, that text, I'm going to tap out there. Now I'm back out, and now I'm into, I have occupation as an option. Same thing with occupation. Occupation, understand you have two. You've got occupational industries, and you've got occupations within those various industries. So I'm going to go into that, and first, occupational industries. Here's a list of all the industries per the manual. If you select any or all, and I'll do that in a moment, you're going to get a list of alphabetized occupations in California. But if you select a particular industry, for example, automotive services. Now this is, understand the way that I wrote this. This is an indexed array. So if I select automotive services, now when I go to schedule of occupations, it's going to limit the occupations to automotive services, and that's all I have. Okay, so if I select automotive mechanic within automotive services, I've just put that occupation in there. Okay, and now I'm going to tap occupational industry, schedule of occupations, and I'm back out. Now I have to put in my part of body. So let's do that real quick. We're going to go into part of body, and now I have general part of body, detailed part of body. If I hit general part of body, detailed part of body text area, which is the left-hand part of your screen, I tap that, and now I'm back out. I'm going to go back into part of body because I need to put that in. General part of body, here's all the general parts of body. Now we're going to focus on spine. I tap on spine, and I've just inputted the spine. Now when I go to detailed part of body, I'm going to be limited to an alphabetized list of the spine. Now here's the first thing. Whenever the first time that I want to demonstrate how to use the search engine on these various fields. If you tap on the white bar, you can input, and we're going to input lumbar, and now all we have are the lumbar spine parts of body. This is a DRE3, 13%, so I'm going to tap on that, and now I've just inputted the general part of body. I'm going to go back out, and as you can see, now we've put in every input that's required for a rating. Let's review our rating. We've got 15.03.01.00. We have our whole person impairment of 13%. We've got 5 bracket, which adjusts to 13 up to 17. We've got 370G. That's the occupational variant. That's going to adjust it up to 19. Given the age, it's 22%. Now, one of the things, see that bracket 5, close bracket 17? That, because of the date of injury, now think about this. The date of injury is 2012. That's pre-1113, when 4660.1 was effective. 4660.1 is effective date on or after 1113. That changed the DFEC, took it away, and made a straight modifier of 1.4. So we have now, because of the date of injury is pre-1113, we are actually using the schedule, which reflects bracket 5, close bracket, adjusted up to 17. But I want to show you something. I'm going to tap on date of injury. Okay? I'm going to change it to 13. I'm going to double click on this, and look what happened. It changed that from a bracket, let me see what it was before. I'm going back to 12. It changed from bracket 5, close bracket 17, to, and look at this, to a 1.4, and it takes it up to 18%. So it increased it by a full percent, and the overall rating likewise. Now, what I want you to realize, and the reason I demonstrate this, is there's not any aspect of rating that I haven't considered in modifying the algorithm. What you should realize is that my algorithms are bidirectional, meaning that you do not have to remove and start over. You don't have to erase everything and start over. I wrote this so that the user can input any variable to see what happens. Okay, and it'll automatically recalculate everything. There's a number of internet-based rating tools that are not sophisticated enough to figure out how to do that. So anyway, all you have to do is change any of these, and that's going to be important in a minute when we add another part of body for the same date of injury. Okay, so now we've got our rating string, and you can see it's 23% for 20,815. But what if we have apportionment? You see where it says apportionment to industrial? Let's say we have non-industrial apportionment of 20%. That means the industrial apportionment, the component that is caused by the subject industrial injury, is 80%. So I've just inputted 80%. Look at the string. It just adjusted, added the parentheses, just like a DEU rating, adjusts it down to 18%. 18% adjusts the money down to $15,065. Next, let's take a look at average weekly wage. Right now, it assumes the applicant, given the date of injury of August 20th, 2013, is max for PD purposes. That's $230. He would have to have average weekly wage of $345, but I'm going to change that to $300. That should change his PD rate to from $230, and you'll see that the title says maximum, so that you know that it's using the maximum. But now if we change it to $300, it should change the PD rate from PD rate, the title reading PD rate maximum, to just PD rate, and it should change that to $200. And it does. And it carries that all through the formula to the output, reducing the indemnity amount to $13,100. Okay, So that's our first rating string. Now I'm going to add a second rating string, and that I do that by duplicating the existing rating string simply by hitting the plus symbol next to CompCalc in the upper right hand corner. So I'm going to tap on that and watch what happens down at the rating string. Down at the bottom, I'm tapping on the plus, and I have a second rating string. But this second rating string is, let's say it's a right upper extremity, and let's say it's a 20% whole person impairment. Okay, same date of injury, same birth date, because we're dealing with the same applicant. I'm going to move this up to 20% for the whole person impairment. Okay, and you can see I'm working on the rating string that is reverse highlighted, that's emphasized. And now I have to change the part of body. Now understand, I'm not changing everything because a lot of this is applicable. I'm just changing the parts of the equation or the inputs for the equation, the rating equation, that need to be included. So let's change the part of body from spine, and let's say it's an upper extremity. We're just going to say it's a peripheral neuropathy of some type. Let's say it's an arm entrapment. Oh no, brachial plexy. Okay? Now, we've just adjusted that based on the average weekly wage. We have two rating strings, but hold it. The arm has no apportionment. So we're going to roll that up to 100%. See how easy this is? It takes all the inputs. You don't have to go through and put everything in. It then applies the combined value and takes, because if you aggregate 38 and 18, you're going to come up with what? 3856. But if you apply the combined value equation, it's down to 49. But let's say the kite decision applies. So we tap on the word on, combined value on, just above the 49% in the lower left-hand corner. I'm going to tap on that. There's your 56%. That's the aggregation. And watch what happens to the amount of the PD. It is automatically modified. I'm just going to toggle between the two, $63,000 versus $52,000, so about a $10,000 savings on that. Okay, so now we have our rating strings. What do we want to do at this point? Well, there's a couple of things we can do on the export feature. I'm going to tap on, if you look up at the top to the left hand or to the right hand side, the up arrow box. The up arrow box. I'm going to tap on that. And there we can save, restore, print, or mail. I'm going to first save this away because I want to save this rating. Now I'm saving it on my iPhone. And understand, everything we're doing here is being done on your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac computer. It's not up in the cloud. And what makes that nice is you can see how fast this calculates everything. You're not waiting because you have a bad internet connection. Okay, applicant's name we're going to put in, and this is a keyboard input. We're going to call him Billy Bob. No, we're not. That's unkind. Let's call him just Robert, okay? Then we're going to put the physician's name in. We're just going to call him Doctor. Then we're going to put in the date of the report. Obviously, it's not the date that I'm doing this. And I double tapped on that or hit OK. Then I'm going to put the case number. This is going to be generally either a claim number or an ADJ number or both. I generally use ADJs. Okay, and then notes. And I'm going to say that this is just a standard rating. It doesn't apply Guzman, okay, or any other theory. Okay, just a standard rating. Now, how do I store this away? At the top, you can see I can either X out, which will take me back to my rating, or we went retro on this, the old floppy disk. This is how we're going to save it away. In the upper left hand, I'm going to tap on that floppy disk just to the right of the CompCalc logo. Okay, now that rating's been saved away. Let's go back and let's restore it and see if it's there. Oh, there it is, Robert. So I can bring it back at any time. I'm going to cancel out of that. Now we have a print feature. If you have a wireless printer, I can print this whole rating to a wireless printer, and it'll allow you to select the printer. And I'm just going to go through this. You can play with this, but you can see the actual print format. It formats, it looks just like a DEU rating. The only difference is it's got the logo at the bottom corner that says CompCalc Plus, Complex Made Simple, so that nobody can claim that this is a DEU rating. Okay, I'm going to cancel out of that. Now, this is the feature that I use all the time, the mail feature. I'm going to tap on mail. You can see everything comes up. I want to email this to my client and or to myself. All I do is tap on the mail, the envelope in the upper right hand corner. Watch what it does. It completely formats my email with a PDF file. This is what this small file is at the bottom, with a PDF file, and it's going to allow me, let's say I want to send it to Lassen Ranch, and it pops up my email right off my phone so I can send it immediately. I'm going to delete that draft. So those are the export features. Again, you can save, restore, print, mail, or copy it to use it on another. Okay? So now we've completed our rating. One of the last things that we may want to do is modify it by actually erasing one of the strings. And we can do that one of two ways. You can see now the scratch pad in the upper left-hand corner is usable. It was de-emphasized, if you will. But now that we have multiple rating strings, we can use it. So I'm going to tap on that. And look at, we can go ahead and erase whatever rating string we want. Let's say that we decided that the upper extremity, the second rating string, is non-industrial. All I did there was tap on the minus sign in red, and it says delete. I'm going to tap on the delete, and I've just deleted that. Now you can see the scratch pad is de-emphasized. It can't be used because you only have one rating string there. Okay? There's a number of other features on the rating that I'll go through in advanced tips and techniques, but this is pretty much the rating module. You can see how simple it is to use, and if you've done rating in the past, it makes it so simple. As far as the ratings being correct, we have over 4,000 to 5,000 active users, and it's been tested and tested and tested. And the Disability Evaluation Unit is reviewing it. Hopefully, we're in line for the contract, or at least are going to compete for that contract in 2019. So again, if you have any suggestions by way of updates or features or changes, please get a hold of me. I do pay for good thoughts or ideas, and hopefully the CompCalc will be a useful tool in your practice. Okay, thanks for listening, and one last comment before I let you go. Please tell everybody that's using the CompCalc to go to support and training, and I'll pop there, support and training, so that they know about these videos for the CompCalc 2019. Okay, that concludes today's lecture. Thanks so much. Thanks for listening.